everyone, welcome back to Lubelska Dolina for episode 34 in the adventures of Feldkorp. Well, good morning everyone. Well, it is still just morning. It's 12:15, second day, early autumn. And the pigs are settling in quite nicely now. We got the second load, the spotted ones up here, so we've now got 12 of each, the spotteds and the other ones. Well, I can't think of their name. Let's have a look at the correct menu. Spotteds and Yorkshires, that was it. Yorkshires. But yeah, we've popped on some extra feed and straw and water and everything, and yeah, they're having a grand old time there. They've been providing us with some fertiliser, supplies and stuff that we can take down and sell. Now, we have had a couple of changes. Money's gone up and down and shuffled around a bit. As you can see, we got all the bales off, we plopped them in here. Decided to get rid of that War Z shredder that we had the other day, and we've picked up this, which is, I'm not sure if it's got a logo, oh there it is, the FK Machinery, which is, ironically, a Polish brand. Not sure quite where they're based out of, but yeah, so that was roughly the same price, give or take. So yeah, we switched that out, and that's working a lot better. It fits much nicer in this little barn, and yeah, just generally speaking, works quite well. And I have a feeling we may have to get a broom or something up here just to take care of that now and then. Oh, and we need to get Barry to come pick up that lorry now that we're finished with it. We also did buy a water trailer in the end, and had one of the locals install a water pump for us. So that's all plumbed in nicely there, as you can see. Got that hitched up, wasn't too expensive, so we can now get water from here, and doesn't look like there's much in there at the moment, but yeah, we can deliver that to the pigs and they're all happy. Now, as we were talking about yesterday, we did get, we picked up that little URSUS tractor. As you can see, we've got a couple of attachments for it here. It came with an alternate front fork, so that's okay. It's actually really good because we can just use it to drop all the little odds and ends of feed in here. They don't seem to need a massive amount at the moment, so that's pretty good. So we'll just run down here. Oh yeah, we're going to have to deal with this field as well, because I did find out that there's going to be a small hiccup with it when the next time period cycles over tonight. It's going to become a harvested field rather than a growing field, because if we go to the growth thingy, as you can see, where's oats? Yeah, we are coming to the end of the harvested window for oats, and for some reason it's just going to switch over to harvested. So what we're going to try and do is run our little fork shred over that and whole crop it or whatever it's called, and shred it down into some silage material. So yeah, this is the lovely URSUS that they had going cheap at the shop the other day. It's a nice little C360 model that we got. It's like 52 horsepower. It's got some narrow wheels on it, and we also switched out the potato digger upper as well, because this one only takes like 20 horsepower. The other one was a tiny bit heavy, and it worked okay on that other tractor up there, but I figured since we were going to have this for doing little odds and ends around the yard, why not let it do this, you know? It was pretty much a straight swap. I think we had to pay like 500 euros or something on it. It wasn't massively expensive. I think that was pretty much it. Finances wise, what am I looking over here for? Oh, that's it. What has happened to our cultivator? Something's gone horribly wrong over here. That's unexpected. Oh well, we'll fix that next time we need to use it. Yeah, the chickens have been misbehaving a little bit too. They've been full. There is now an egg pallet. It has spawned now, so I'm not quite sure what the problem was. If something, the potato harvester was kind of parked close to the back of the little coop thing here, but that shouldn't have affected it. So I'm not quite sure what was going on there. But yeah, oh, we just got a message there. Clara is out doing some fertilising contracts for us now. She's driving the Unitrack and running around spraying the bunch of fields for us. Here are our egg pallets. We moved them in case those were causing a problem too. We'll be selling them fairly soon, I think. If the chickens keep acting up, like if their chicken coop's bugged or something, then we may just have to sell them on. But we'll see. Hopefully whatever I did the other day fixed it. But for now, we're still waiting on the ground to dry out, because we had some rain overnight, and in fact if I get my little weedery thing, there's a raven on the side of the building. What is it? This little doodad. Have a quick check on the field. It is very, very moist. Hopefully it's going to become less moist as the day progresses, but we shall see what happens there. So I am going to run off and start doing some seeding contracts, because we've got quite a few going on. Let's have a quick look, see if there's anything we can cash in fact. Yeah, well, we've got 3 we can cash in already, lovely. So let's cash in those. And let's see, yeah, she's probably going to do 38 next, because she just finished 37. And as soon as we can get going on these 2 harvest contracts, we'll crack on with those. And in the meantime, I am going to head off down to, I think it's 112 we're sitting at the moment. We've got the tractor parked up there ready to go, so I'm going to run off and get in that, and which way are we going? Oh, it is this way. And sort out Clara, get her going on the next one, and we shall see you again at some point once things dry out a bit, or we get to the whole cropping or the digging or something other than you know, just doing contracts repeatedly. So I shall see you all again in a little while. Hello again everyone. As you can see, we are now in the harvester. Yep, we were doing some sowing contracts, just coming up to do one at field 15, and Alexander called us to tell us that the crops were dry enough again that we could continue harvesting. He has got set up over here with the lorry for unloading purposes, and we came up and jumped in the old harvester here so we can get going with this. And right now Clara has finished with the fertilising contracts for now and is back at the house looking after the kids. She traded out with Yannick, so now he's out doing some sowing for the field contract on field 44. So things are rocking and rolling, and now depending on how things go with this, we are likely to get this contract finished, and then Alexander will take over and get started over on field 26, because that one really needs to get done in a hurry too. But we've also got our potatoes, which kind of need to get dug up sometime soon, or they're going to go really manky. So it's going to be a mix of things going on here. We'll have people doing contracts, and once we get this one finished, then like I say, Alexander will take over with the harvester. He'll get it over to field 26 and get started over there, and I shall stay here and start work digging up the potatoes with our little Ursus that we just bought. And or will I? Actually, no, I won't, because that can probably hold off for another day if we're lucky. What we really need to do, assuming the growth stage will allow us, is to try and whole crop or silage chop or whatever it is on our oat field over there behind the pigs, because at the end of this sort of time period it'll switch over to day 3, early autumn, week 3 or whatever it is, and at that point the crop will become no longer viable, and it will die off due to being out of season completely, which is odd because I didn't think we planted it necessarily too late, but apparently something didn't work out quite right with it, so it's basically not going to harvest, or not going to fruit rather, and will change states to, I think, either withered or just like generic harvested. It's a tiny glitch with the seasons system in this game, unfortunately. It might be because it's my first year going through here, or maybe we planted it slightly late or out of season. Not entirely sure which, but certainly we shall see if we can't do something with that. So probably what I'll do after we finish with this contract is leg it down to the BGA with our Kirovets K5 and the trailer, and pick up the fork strip, so we can get that back up here and see if we can't whole crop that thing, because if we can, that'd be lovely. At least we'll get something out of it. It may not be what we really wanted, because, you know, oats would have been nice, but if we can at least get something off of it, I'll take that. You know, we can always run silage through the BGA. They'll give us something for, we can put it into the bunker silo to get silage to run through the BGA, because they will be more than happy to give us the money for that, and then we'll get the digestate obviously, and it'll all be lovely. And we can always use the digestate because, you know, organically farming and stuff. But oh, and speaking of silage, that's yet another task that we need to get onto fairly quickly as well. The bunker silo that we'd filled up with like 200,000 odd litres of full harvester. 2,000 litres of was that's now completely fermented into silage, so we've got to deal with getting that as well. So there's a lot to do. I shall not put the pipe away, not press that. Where's my beacon button? That's my beacon button. So yeah, I shall radio Alexander and tell him to come offload for us, and we'll carry on with this and do a little bit of a montage, and see you all in a little while when some things are done. one. As you've seen, we've got some stuff underway here. Got some harvesting going on, and contract work, and potato collecting. As you probably noticed, this field is still here, full of, oats. Unfortunately, we can't cut it with the forage harvester. It just won't let us. I think it's too early in its life cycle. Let's turn this noisy potato harvester on and forget to lower it, so that was ineffective and pointless. There we go. Yes, so as you saw, as you can see, we didn't do that. To try, it just wasn't having any of it. So since we had the thing up here anyway, what we ended up doing was just mowing some of the yard and the verges and a little bit around the place, and got like half a trailer full, was about 23,000 litres of grass. So we took that back down to the BGA and left it there in the silo, though, as chaff. Sadly, yeah, there wasn't anything we can do with that, so we'll just have to plough it in. I'm not sure what crop we'll put in there next time. It's been kind of a waste, unfortunately. I thought we'd done it in time, but for some reason it's just not going to grow, it looks like. Not quite sure why. But there you go. And we've done a little bit of sort of mini headlands here. As you can kind of see, this thing does not have the best turning circle on it. So we work with what we've got. I thought there was a few more in there. Yeah, that's the other thing. We have had a lot of potatoes off this field already. We had to go and get a new bucket. Actually, let me grab that little portion off to the side here. Yeah, we had to actually go and get a new bucket because the 1500 litre one was like just under 1500 litres. It was too small. We were having to make constant trips and being able to shovel almost nothing. It was quite, well, embarrassing almost. It was definitely going to make a long job even longer, let's just say that. So we chilled out for a Bresson and lard, however you say that. Yeah, we shelled out for one of those. It's 3,110, I think, litre, something like that. It is basically double the capacity of the previous one. So for this little job, it's helping immensely. And we've been putting it in that shed that we'd previously been using for combine storage. So we'll have to possibly store that New Holland outside for a bit, depending on how quick we can sell the potatoes, obviously. Now, I've been thinking what to do with this field, and I think what we are actually going to do, rather than putting a path in around that far edge over near the wind turbines, I was thinking about it, and what we are going to do is in fact put a path up to the side of this field that we're working on now, where we've got that little grass strip that kind of comes up here, and then this main field comes around here in a weird janky way. Yeah, well, not janky way, but you know, it's a little sort of L-shaped field of sorts. What we're going to do is basically make a road straight up that grass median margin thing, and convert that little small section of field into just some sort of flat ground, concreted ground. Depending on how often we do potatoes, we may well put a root crop storage of some sort in there. In fact, if there's something that takes sugar beet and potatoes, we may do that. Just you know, just for sort of future proofing, as it were. But we'll have to see. Yeah, we'll. Right now, we've just got to get these out of the ground and shove them into that barn back there. I mean, if that one fills up, we can always shove them in the one next to it. May have to move that header out of the way, but yeah, we've got a lot of spuds off here so far. I would not be afraid to say there was a good 20,000 at least in there. Yeah, it's surprising how good a yield it's been off this field, to be quite honest with you. You know, it was not expected to be the best yielding field, because I want to say it was something to the order of I missed a few there. Back up and catch that. Yeah, something to the order of 89% expected yield. Am I going to get them? No, it's not getting them. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, it wasn't a massively high yield expected from this field compared to some of the others, but potatoes-wise, we are getting a lot. A lot. A metric crap load, I guess. Something like that. I may have to bleep that out. But we are getting an awful lot of spuds, which is good because they don't sell too bad at some of the places we have around, so that's nice. There's a few weeds I see there have matured since we've been taking our time actually getting to this field, unfortunately, but there you go. So yeah, we are basically just going to plug on with this. It's going to take a while. We knew that from the beginning. The other harvest contract is going quite well. As it turns out, that triticale field, field 26, is insanely high yielding at the moment. We've already taken just over 30,000, I think, down to the sell point there where they want it delivered to, and we barely got around 1.5 headlands, I want to say. Something like, we basically hadn't completed 2 headlands, and we'd already reached 30,000 litres. So that's pretty mental, that is. So, you know, maybe we'll get a fair chunk of triticale that we can pop in the old silo to sell later on. Oh, and speaking of the contracts, when we get to the end of this row, which should be presently, I hope. Yeah. Nice relaxing job, this. It's a little bit tight space-wise, but we're making do. There we go. Let's see if we can just get this weird potato plant on the corner there. And then we'll have a quick look at the contracts, because I'd like to... we've got a handful that need accepting now. There we go, that got it. Okay, let's raise that. It's a shame this thing doesn't go a little bit quicker, because 3 miles an hour is not the fastest. I'm sure it could probably do a bit better, but it is what it is. We will take it and run with it, so to speak. So, oh, but yeah, before we get started, contracts. Where are we? Here we go. Yes, we've completed a bunch of them too. Fertilising, a few there. Number 17 harvest contract. And some of the sowing ones there, so that is smashing. That is now put us up to 113,000. Well, I tell you what, we are going to not pick up anymore. We are going to pay off the bank. In fact, we are going to pay them off to the tune of 20,000. So we've now dropped back down to 90,000, but we have paid the bank. So that is a good thing. That gets us ever closer to the clearance of the debt. And if I remember correctly, we're supposed to get down to under 500,000 by the end of this sort of fiscal year, by the beginning of spring, I think was what they'd said. And then if we did that, then they would be able to sort of provide insurance, I guess, and enable us to lease some items if we need them, which may or may not be handy, because, I mean, we've been doing pretty well with our own kit, to be honest. I mean, I don't really think there's been a time we've actually wanted to lease something. The only possible time we could be would be when we're working on various contracts, I guess. It might be handy to borrow some of the farmers' equipment if they've got something that's a little bit better than ours. But, yeah, within reason, of course. But, yeah, I mean, we've been plodding along pretty decent, but you never know. Might be one of those times we want to lease a giant trailer or something just to transport like potatoes somewhere. Well, who knows? I mean, 30,000 litres of spuds in those two that Kamaz lorry that we have. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of trips, because this is turning out to be a pretty big harvest. So yeah, we shall see how that goes. But for now, we shall plough on with this, and we shall plough on with the field harvest contract over on field 26. And yeah, so get to the end of this road so you can hear me, because I'll turn that off. There we go. So yeah, if you've enjoyed whatever this was, then please give us a like. Hit that subscribe button too if you haven't already. And comments are always welcomed, and sharing this video would be greatly appreciated. You know, it all helps add to the visibility of the channel and helps us grow. So with that, I bid you farewell, and thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you all next time, after the potato harvest. Cheerio, everyone.